Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, though? Welcome to Tap In Radio. Today's Thursday, our everyday Thursday at 7 o'clock. Tap In Radio. 7 Mile Radio, Tap In Podcast. We got our few hosts. Yeah, they got me. I wasn't ready.
They threw you in the fire today.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Our topic today is soft guy era. So we have our host today. Everybody introduce themselves and tell a little bit about yourself.
Hey y'all, it's me, you know the usual. It's me, Osa. April's here with us this week. So my week, the highlight of my week so far is probably why my hair look like the Truman Show.
Don't do that. Stop it.
Just on camera. I'm just looking. Okay, I won't look no more. But the full moon was this week, and it's a good full moon. The new moon,
yes.
The new moon was good this week. I'm feeling the new moon. It's just so much newness, positive newness, and things that's seventh house stuff, money, right? Money and resources and stability. So all those things are moving forward as it should be, and I'm thankful that I can be part of this cycle.
Yeah, it feels amazing.
Yes.
It does. Oh, peace and love. I'm Osa Rhonda. I didn't introduce myself, but this new moon energy, which is heavily influenced by Venus. So it's a lot of love, a lot of self-care, a lot of working with your finances, new beginnings across the board. So I've been tapping into that energy, and I've been feeling super good and super amazing.
Got some money coming in.
I'm grateful. Yes, some
you
money
should have
is
money coming in right now, or it's on the way,
and new
or it's on the way.
opportunities.
Yes.
And I'm just grateful to be aligned right now.
Excuse me.
Just cycle in.
Yeah. How about you, April?
How your week, man? How's your week going? How's it
Welcome
going?
back too.
Thank you for having me back again. Too.
Always, yeah.
Like you said, this is an interesting topic. Couldn't miss it. We've been good, blessed, thankful. You always laughing.
You just said the topic. Go ahead.
It's interesting. Soft guy era.
Soft guy era.
The soft guy era. Oh, this
Champ gonna lead us into it. Let's just say.
You gotta break the ice.
Come on, soft guy. Let us know what it's about.
So what is a soft guy era?
Okay, let's define different ways.
Y'all views first, because
we can.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay,
Yeah,
we can.
Or do you
So-
want to say how you perceive? Go ahead.
I mean, I can start
Y'all,
off
like I said
speaking.
before the show, y'all are the ones that deal with the soft guys, right? So let us know y'all perspective on what exactly a soft guy
kick
is.
it off, Osa. Let them know where we
Okay,
coming from.
so
Should I?
the soft guy era is pretty much the comparison or the role reversal of the soft girl era. There's so many different views I've been seeing about it. I'm not a fan of most of them, but I understand where it come from. I understand why it is the comparison. But that's when I was using the soft girl era. Like I was so grateful to embrace the soft girl era during my pregnancy, and that was simply me not having to worry about the hustles of life, like me having to go out and be extra masculine when I needed to, cater to my seed or what, the baby that I was, incubating and nourishing at the time. So it was a very beautiful time to be soft, which is to me is just feminine. Like you got feminine, you got the balance of the feminine and masculine, but to fully like let go of my masculine and just be feminine, that's what that soft girl era was about. Nowadays though, and on TikTok and social media, there's a lot of men who are like, no, like this is a soft man era, and a soft guy era, and I want a woman to pay for my bills too, and I want a woman to do this and do that, and I don't think that's a necessarily it's not the real comparison of it. It wasn't meant to be that. It wasn't meant to take away from the man. It wasn't meant to make the man feel small. But we're in a time now where men are tapping into their feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? So, which is a beautiful thing. I embrace men tapping. Please tap into your feminine energy, man.
You know what I want to say?
Please heal.
It seems as if men are not allowed to have emotions unless those emotions cater to women. right? We can be angry for a woman, but we can't be angry at a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my
We
thing
can
is,
I
we-
feel
like-
like if it's them being more vulnerable in that state, then it's okay. It's more accepted. But when they go overboard with it, like what she was just saying, as far as, well, I want a woman to do this, and I want a woman to now you.
Hey,
But see,
listen,
'cause
listen, let me say
that
something?
goes hand in hand with the soft girl era,
all
though.
they may be saying is that I want a woman to, because like I went out to breakfast not too long ago, and before I could even pull my wallet out, old girl had the card on the table. She said, I'm paying for it, and I was like, you paying for it? And she was shocked that I was shocked that she was paying for it. She's like, well, damn, what kind of women are you used to? Like, women don't do shit for you? So which one is it? Like,
Well,
should
you're
we
right.
want women to do these things?
So,
you know what I'm saying? Or,
I
or
had,
when we, but
let
then
me-
when we
let
say
me-
it, it's like, oh, you want a woman to take care.
It's
No,
not
we
the
just said we want to be
line.
appreciated.
I want
We
to
want the
say
shit
something
reciprocated.
about that because I did a episode on the podcast, right? And I'm sure I probably was the only person there. It was like, the topic was dating and how do you approach people. And so I'm like, well, if I'm a lady and I see a dude that I like, is it a problem if I'm like, hey, you want to catch some coffee? I'll pick up the tab on the, whatever. Because I'm interested in you. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think I'm pursuing you because I want something.
Right.
So if it's like, oh yeah, you want to get some lunch or whatever, let me know. I'll pick up the tab for lunch one day.
Mm-hmm.
They call me a whole dumb bitch.
What?
Really?
They said this. Yes, they call me a whole, like, who
Me and my
does that?
friends do
Like,
that, though.
What?
Man or woman. You know
I
what
was so
I'm saying?
outnumbered on the whole idea of it because I'm just like, okay, it do go both ways when it comes to
See,
showing
and
interest in
that's
somebody.
all men are
Type of
saying. Like,
They
we
go
want
both
But I
ways.
feel like
What the
those
hell?
type of men, when something strike you like that, to me, I feel like deep down inside, you really is a soft ass bitch. Not
If
to
what?
use my language. If a man really get offended by that
Oh,
example,
Yeah,
I
like
feel like it's something more to it. That you feel like she
they
was
said, I'm
coming at
putting
you
myself.
like that.
But they think it was I'm
for you
setting
to
myself
take that
up to
in a
get
negative
used
way.
and taken
Right.
advantage of. And I'm thinking like, well, that's just kind of dude you are.
So no,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep
Like,
down inside, you got
That's
a
what
little
you
bit-
do. And
got
so
some
when
stuff
you
that
offer
need to
somebody
fix
something,
in
you
yourself.
obviously want something.
I
every
have
time.
been around men who will not allow me to pay at all.
And if you don't, that's we don't have to pick up the tab.
But
But
it's,
we can
ma-
still
it's
go out.
different as
Like,
a
or
man.
no, we can't go out.
It's ways you go about that. How this particular man, she
Yeah,
was
nah,
just saying,
he shouldn't have
that was
name
a
called.
bitchy way. You acted like a female.
Yeah.
That's what we do, bitch. Now you acting like
he got
a
catty
soft
with it
ass-
and shit.
Yeah,
he
that was
got
real
with it.
catty. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I feel like that's something he got a problem deep in. Maybe you feel like you know what I'm saying. You fighting something.
Yeah.
Cause and I think if a dude rejects that's more about him because you must use your money in that type of way. You must use your and you're like cool.
It's a projection.
You know what I mean? It's
sometimes.
absolute a projection because if it's yes or no, I know you're not gonna. Go out with me for a cup of coffee just because I'm up for a cup of coffee.
That let
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that let me know, or it makes me feel like, you know what I'm saying, that like instantly you're not in this just for what you can get out of me. If the small thing,
and that's
big
how I
thing
feel
is
about it
to-
because I don't want nobody to think I would need something, want something. I'm prideful. Women are prideful too.
Yes.
You know, like I don't want you to think I want
because
nothing from you.
I've had chicks ask me out to eat, go out, whatever, and then want to order all of the fucking crazy shit and expect me to just like, damn, like what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's outrageous.
And this ain't even, and we ain't even nothing like that. So like, we was just some friendly shit, and you just expect me to because I'm used to niggas to do this. Okay, well call those niggas that you used to.
Yes.
You called me. I'm not that nigga to be doing all of
Doing all
that
that
extracurricular
stuff.
shit for you.
I do want to
Put my
add
friend
about the
the
soft
soft
girl
guy.
era, though.
Soft
It has
girl.
nothing to. It's not ego led by women.
It's
the
not.
the original soft girl era. Now there are a lot of
It has
narcissistic
nothing to do with
women
me. It has
Yes,
nothing
who
to
are
do with
using
me.
this soft girl era as an agenda to
Yes.
kind of bully men into paying for them. You know,
Yes.
and them not doing nothing. As
It's
they,
different.
as the video you shared, the guy was saying the brokies. You know,
The brokies. That's
yes,
what
but
we call
see,
them.
and they do a lot of comparison to the woman,
Broke
the
bitches.
Shira,
The
the
shit that
Shira
broke
Rod chick
bitches
who did
do.
the sprinkle,
The sprinkle,
you know,
sprinkle.
the sprinkle chick. You know what I'm saying? Like she had talk all day about, well, I would never go out with a man if he don't got a certain amount of money in his bank account, and ain't no way I'm gonna open my pocketbook and I don't have to bring nothing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? Like, this is what the soft guy era, or as they call it, the drizzle era, is all about. It's comparing it to the sprinkle, and that's a lot of egoic led
It's very
ideas.
egotistic,
Because it has nothing to do with that.
And I guess that's why people say, you know, the dating world is hell right now,
It's
because
so
it's like
hell.
either sprinkle or drizzle, and it's just
Because
like, when
there's
we gonna be
nothing wrong-
real? We're just gonna
I
be real
think
people.
when men typically hear those words, soft guy era, they automatically have to put on this tough
I'm
act.
surprised.
And I really feel like if a man is, number one, safe and secure with his sexuality,
In that part too.
that's a big part of it. If you're secure with yourself, with your sexuality, I don't feel like you would be as taken back by those words, soft guy era. You should be able to look more into it and stop just looking at the
words.
The
Words,
words.
the idea of
Yeah.
being soft, the
Understand
idea of
what the-
softness.
you're being
'Cause that
vulnerable,
automatically
'cause
trigger a man, yeah.
It trigger them so
and,
bad.
and I think that's kind of like some of the, I can see men saying soft guy era and
They automatically
as
think
a
that's,
little
oh, you a fruit
pushback,
cup.
because everything is not homo. You know,
It's not.
I shouldn't
It's
have
not.
to say no
It's
homo
bad,
after
though.
everything I
Society
say.
now
I
is
shouldn't
bad.
have to be, you know, dudes shouldn't have to
Yeah.
be like, oh, that was sweet the way you handled
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, and Z. No homo. Like I
You should be
see
safe
the
with
soft
your
guy era kind
sexuality.
of, you know,
Secure
encompassing
with it.
those qualities in men too. Like right now, they can't even relate to one another because of all this shit going on about.
No Diddy.
No, so listen. So the video we were referencing is called "Demystifying the Soft Guy Era" with Drizzle. And the guy had mentioned in there the no Diddy comment, you know, and I love the video that you shared, so thank you for sharing that. But he was explaining how the soft guy era has nothing to do with the women at all.
It doesn't. It's
It's-
outside of women.
it's
Pause.
it's the men.
Yeah,
No, he
they
said
don't. No,
he went in
let him
deep.
pause us because he didn't watch. You know, he
There we
don't.
go.
He,
Yeah, if
he
you
never
watched
do
it,
the
you would have
research,
saw. He
y'all.
went in deep.
Champ never do his
Pause.
research.
He went
I
in
do
deep.
do my
Champ never
research.
do his research
my-
on track.
Okay.
Okay.
Why do men feel that their sexuality is being attacked?
We don't
Yes or
know.
no?
'Cause
Okay, I'm about
we-
to answer. I'm about to sit
Okay.
there and tell you. It's primarily is women attacking our sexuality.
That's not
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Hold on.
Let
He
him
definitely
talk.
watched
God
it.
damn it, Tanisha.
Y'all
Shit.
just talk for 15 minutes. I'm not
Because
interrupting.
you know what?
But Tanisha, I didn't
Wait,
interrupt not one time.
This is why I'm
Even though I
interrupting you,
disagree.
because the stuff you going to say be stuff that be in our research that you obviously didn't watch, and then you come
did.
in
And then
you
also
say
did, and
about
I
it.
would say also did
Because I'm
just
sitting there
say
saying I don't agree
that-
with it. When I'm sitting there telling you what a
that's
different
not our
perspective
goal
is.
as women. That there are the narcissistic ones. There are,
But
we acknowledge them.
men
We
set the
acknowledge
standard for
them
men,
ones.
though. Men set those standards.
And
for
that's what the
men.
guy was saying though.
Men set the standards for men. Oh, you doing that? You gay? You must be gay. That nigga did this. I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Men set those
Are you
standards
sure?
for other men.
Wait.
And then women look at it.
Wait.
Yes.
Why is it, if that's the case, then why is it nowadays a nigga can't eat a banana, can't eat a fucking
Hot dog.
or we can't?
I can't even get to that point. I can't even get to that point.
Y'all conditioned us. I would never
I
know
see
a
more
male
men saying
felt
something about
different.
stuff
I
like
never
that.
knew men felt a certain kind of way about eating bananas
I see a
until
man
the
saying
dude said,
something, until
"Oh,
the
you ain't
dude
gonna never
said-
see me eat bananas."
Bro,
why you
Oh,
eating bananas
I never
like
knew.
that?
Hey,
I never knew why guys
hey,
don't order white
give
stuff
me-
in
give me-
restaurants. Till the guy
give
was
me
like,
2
"I ain't
minutes.
ordering no white stuff
Hey,
in no
hey,
restaurant.
hey.
No sour cream, no ranch,
Hey,
no mayo, no,
Give me 2
no white
minutes.
stuff."
Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Jeez.
Act like you
I
did the research.
spoke 10 words.
Could
And-
act like you did
But
the
I'm
research.
speaking my perspective, not his. I don't
Okay.
have to repeat what he said. We all
No.
watched the video, right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
everybody
I
else can watch the video, right?
Okay.
And have their own perspective. So this is my own perspective because I don't
Okay.
agree with him. When
All
we
right.
sitting there talking about the Western culture, right? Man gets into an argument with a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing she attacks? His masculinity, his sexuality. Oh, you want to hang out with your homeboys? Oh, you gay.
No, typically
You know what I'm saying?
we just say you got a little dick.
That was not 2 minutes, sir.
Typically we just
I
say
ain't
you
gonna
got
be
a
able, I
little
ain't gonna be able to do
He
it.
was waiting
I
in
ain't
that
gonna be able to
buzzer.
I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it, right?
dick. 2
So when
minutes.
we sit
I'm
there
gonna look at
talk-
the clock.
You
2
ain't,
minutes.
you ain't, you ain't
2
gonna give it
minutes.
to him. You ain't gonna give him one minute.
Let him finish.
Go ahead.
When we sitting there talking about the soft guy era, right? There's different entities of it. We can sit there and talk about fashion. We're gonna talk about psychological, and we're gonna sit there and talk about the role of men, right? So when we're in the Western culture, we got this super machoism culture. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be super macho men, right? And it's influenced and it's powered by the roles of men and the roles of females, right? Or women, rather, right? So be a super masculine man. These are your roles. You're supposed to be the protector. You're supposed to be the provider. You're supposed to do this, and that, right? So now this is soft guy era is that, oh, he wants to he wants to receive the same thing that women receive in a relationship, right?
Reciprocation. Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to where those women got those roles. At what time did those women got those roles? That's when women were at a disadvantage, right? So the man facilitates the relationship by giving her that soft girl role, where she gonna get this, she gonna get. I'm gonna provide the house. I'm gonna provide the home. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this and that.
I get to be a slave.
No,
that
it's
makes
not
it
even
nice.
about being a
It's
slave.
more so the man building the house and the woman
Right,
just taking care
I'm
of the
doing
house.
all this for this woman to have her to facilitate the relationship
Mm-hmm.
because she's at a disadvantage. The stuff that I do, she can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bring it to her so she can be able to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So she couldn't just go out and get a job and do this and that, right? So when you leave home, you can't just go out and get a job and provide for yourself. So when you
Yes.
leave home, you have to go get a man to provide for you, right?
Yes.
We're not in those days no more. That
Absolutely
woman can
not.
leave the house and provide for herself, right? So now to facilitate a relationship
Lot of men
is that
prefer
we
that.
have to provide for each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to give to each other. We have to give and take.
And can I
so,
say something too? Well, go ahead
Yeah.
and finish your point.
So when they sit there and talk about the soft girl era where, oh, I want this, I want that in order to be with you. So the guys looking at y'all are coming up that y'all have the same opportunity to provide. So now we have to reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm providing, like, okay, you can provide for yourself, but I still got to keep on giving and giving even though you can provide for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to build a home no more. You know what I'm saying? You can go a woman can go and get a job and go get her a home. You know what I'm saying? Not like 100 years ago that the man had to go build a home. Or she couldn't
But
get
that's
employment
what
to go
we-
get the home.
It's
So
a
now,
choice to it.
now
It's a choice.
she right, it's
I
a
feel
choice.
like a man either
We didn't have a
chooses not
choice.
to
Because
want
it's conditioned. It's conditioned to
And
think
we
like
didn't
that.
have a
We are
choice.
conditioned to
But
think
you still
like
got
that.
men
We
that-
have a choice now.
Don't worry about what you
Right,
got.
exactly. Because
I'm still going
the man is conditioned the same
as a
way.
man.
The man is being taught the same way, right?
Yeah.
So then when you sit there and talk about the soft guy era, what influenced that soft guy era, right? The soft guy era came from these young boys being in single mothers' home and watching their mothers and being influenced. I want that same advantage that I see my mother get. When she sit there and see a man can come in the house, not do anything, and this woman coming home providing for everything. These young men in this generation right now,
think
she's
that's
watching
50-50.
these
You got
mothers
ones
coming
that don't
home
want that.
providing for everything.
Oh,
And then you
that
got
might be
ones
the
You know what I'm
basis
saying?
of
So
it.
when you sit there and talk about the soft girl era, this is the offsprings of these single mothers' homes that these young boys is watching their mothers. That's the only example they have seen in life is that their mother is taking care of these men coming in their house. Because how many of these young boys is actually moving into a man house? You know what I'm saying? When they
doing
watching every man in their life moving into their mama house. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that goes into the being at that point, it's the mother's job, the mother's role to instill.
Say that
Wait.
shit.
Is that, yeah,
Say it.
that's his
Say it.
only
Come
example.
on, come on with
It's the
it.
mother's
Come on
job
with it.
to instill in that child, in that young boy, that this
Man,
is what I'm doing because I'm doing what I gotta do. But I feel like she's still supposed to let that young boy know
But see,
this ain't
some-
what you
No,
supposed to
no,
do.
no, no,
wait,
she's not supposed to
some
let
women-
no.
some
She's
women-
supposed to put that man example in that man's life.
So it's
He's
like,
learn
well,
from
that's what
him
she just said.
and not
We're
from me.
You know
forced
what?
to
You know
come
what?
out of our soft girl
Some women-
and put that on
Some
for our
women-
So
child, especially
hold on.
for
So
boys.
let's spin the block. When I sit there and said the soft guy era was created from the woman, so you just said it. Now this woman has to be the provider, right? That's making these young boys
Well,
when they
what
see
I
that
was just
example.
saying, if the mother's instilling that's
Yeah,
a positive.
This is, right? No,
way.
I'm not taking nothing from
But
it.
you're kind of making it seem like
she-
it's like we negatively.
No,
want
no,
it to
no,
be.
no. It's what the boy is lacking. If this
Yeah.
mother is showing this boy that this what this that as a woman, this is what I had to provide. I'm not taking nothing from that.
Right.
But what's lacking is that he's not seeing the
He
man's
doesn't have a
role
father
to do
figure.
it.
So is
You know
that
what I'm
really
saying?
The man
No,
is
no.
absent.
Is that from the men? Is that from the woman? Or is that
No,
because of the men?
it's
The father
combined,
is
it's combined.
absent.
There you
Because
go.
you got fathers that's over here having children and not following up raising them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if you let me finish the women's side part and the man's side part, the only reason why I start with the women's side part is because the woman gives consent. You know what I'm saying? You already know what these niggas on. They own it. You know what I'm saying? They want fuck with no responsibility the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Now you sit there and let this bum ass nigga, you give this consent to this bum ass nigga to have a child. Then now look at the results. You know what I'm saying? Now his offspring is being a bum ass nigga, and it comes down to the father ultimately. You know what I'm saying? But the woman has to share the responsibility also. Like I gave him consent.
I
Then
mean,
I
I
chose this nigga.
totally
But see,
agree.
it comes down to the
in
father,
my-
but a lot of times the women are so
Stubborn.
in control of the kids, right? And that's part of the problem. They are creating the type of men that they don't want. Why they're
That's why I said
continuing
it's
to keep
women's
these
job
men, keep these
instill
little
that.
boys in the household and away
This
from
what mama's
the
doing
proper
now,
training from the
but this
father.
ain't
Yeah,
what mama's
parental
supposed to have to
alienation.
do.
Because a boy
father's
absolutely
supposed
needs tough love. And it's
Yeah.
hard for the
Women.
mother to give tough love because they're natural, nurturing, and caring
We're women.
nature. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, no. Where now, when the father comes in with that tough love and the mother's the custodial parent, oh, you're too rough on the boy, all this and that. How do you expect him to be the man that you so-called visualize in your head, you know what I'm saying, to do this and that, where he doesn't even have the trials and tribulations or the failures in life to even build up to that, because it takes
Like,
failure.
Right.
I was a boy that was raised by a mom, right? And I remember having gripes with my mom because I wanted to do things by myself.
But did
and
you have
she
male
wanted
influence around
She
you?
wanted me to depend on other people for the shit.
Did you have male influence around you?
Not much.
Did
Not
you have
much.
uncles?
My uncle, yeah, I had uncles.
Right, that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
You
yeah.
had uncles, you had
Yeah.
older cousins. Right.
Okay, so take those same ones that you just said is being brought up, right? Do you feel like when they hear things like this is soft guy, do you feel like that's why they would take it as offensive or be on such defense mode? Because
So
of how
when you say
It's
when
the
women say
term.
soft guy era, when women say soft guy era, to a man it sounds like being soft is something bad. So now if I
Well,
am
not
a
even
soft
only
guy,
that,
I have
it's
to
other things.
overcompensate for you know what
So
I'm saying?
soft
I
guy
wanna-
era. Let's get this clear.
I
Soft
wanna
guy
add to
era
that.
is because he's over there wants to feel entitled to the same thing that women feel entitled to.
And it's the
Right,
man
that's
that's
one
using
part.
the term soft guy era. It's
Right.
not the women that's
But
calling
no,
that.
but see that's the,
the
thing.
men are
That's
adopting
what I was
this.
sitting there telling you about the video, right? The person that actually doing the
should've
narrative.
seen the video. I
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm
I
saying.
said that.
That you got to look at the guy that's doing the narrative, right? His background and why he chose
But
to
he
use the
put
words.
so many clips of different men all over TikTok that's using it. All different races and denominations.
Man,
It's not
see,
just black men
No,
either.
hold on. Because now when we talk about
And it
pop-
has nothing to
when
do
we-
with your sexuality.
No,
being
I know,
soft,
I understand.
you know?
Right.
The thing is, that's a
I want to
bad.
explain more on that.
This is
when
a
you
bad
give me a chance
narrative
to.
because majority of those guys, those male podcast hosts, right? They selectively pick disadvantaged women to be on there to make himself look good. You know what I'm saying? They take if you listen to them women when they talk, you know what I'm saying? I'll be watching them, and that's why
This guy
I don't
wasn't no women on this podcast.
no, I'm
No
sitting there
female
telling you where
examples.
they get their perspective
Women-
from. When they get their perspective, and their energy from is the class of women that they choose to talk about.
No,
You-
he doesn't even talk about women. That's his whole point. This
You sit there and
If
say that. Hold on.
we're
When we talk
referencing
about
the
this-
same video, what I was
Right.
talking over each other, if we're
Right.
referencing the same video, what he was speaking on for the soft guy era had nothing to do with the sexuality or a man seeming soft. It was more so of a man embracing a softer nature. So it was a man being able to communicate his emotions. You know, a man being able to be vulnerable. Like he was speaking of being in a soft space. It had nothing to do
But
with
see,
money.
that's the thing. That's the
roles.
narrative. Hold on. The narrative is a man expressing his emotion is not soft.
Yeah,
That's what I'm sitting there
that's
talking
part
about
of
the
it.
language that he's using.
Right.
It's feminine.
Expressing yourself. No,
It's the feminine
you have
nature
to start.
itself.
If you sitting there talking about a man, right, taking his role, you speak from a masculinity point of view, right? Masculinity point of view is that we all humans, we are entitled to our emotions, right?
We are.
And when I speak on different perspective is why as a man doesn't want to show his emotions because what he's going to get the flack back from women. But guys,
that is so not true,
hold on.
though.
Not true from you, but your perspective.
I
I'm
just feel like
speaking
Mel,
from a
you're
man.
doing
I'm
a lot of
speaking from a
projecting.
man.
You
I'm
projecting.
speaking from a man.
Yeah.
You're not a man.
Let's not yell, y'all.
I'm speaking from a man.
Inside
You're not a man.
voices.
As men, where men will
Softened up.
selectively not speak on his emotions is because the response from women. Generally, not you. Generally, when I'm speaking generally, macro. You know what I'm saying? So when a man will sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm going through this and that," most women sit there and think, "Oh, he's supposed to be tough. He's supposed to be able to handle emotions, this and that." Right? Nobody can. It's not scientifically. You can't handle emotions by yourself. You know what I'm saying? We are designed to interact with each
Well,
other.
I think good. This is a good segment here. Emotions, and that's why we looked at the other video about alexithymia, which is the ability to identify your emotions and communicate your emotions. And when the video was shared with me from somebody else, it really wasn't from the position of male and female. It's the fact that a lot of times we don't know how we're feeling, and if we don't sit down and try to tap into it, like physically and consciously say, okay, how am I feeling about this?
So how do you
Wait a
learn?
minute,
How you
wait.
learn to do that?
And that's what being soft is about. That's what
I
being.
think that's
That's
just
what.
opening
That's
for
what.
men to
That's
do
how
that as
the.
well.
That's how the soft girl era started. Was
I
women
think
wanting
it's
to be
just-
So you
like,
said
why?
men should do
Wait,
that,
wait
right?
a minute.
You
Yes.
said men should
Let
do
me
that,
let me
right?
finish. Let me
It's
finish.
an era of
You said man
healing
should do that,
overall.
right?
It
Let
just
me
means
finish,
healing.
Champ.
Just to give an example of
Champ,
where
wait a
does
minute,
that man
you cut
have
me off.
respect?
So let me
What?
let me just finish. Yes, let me just finish the segue. So in terms of emotional intelligence, right? That's part of being soft, right? And getting in touch with just soft, whatever, soft male, soft female, both your feminine and your masculine, and settling that up and being in touch with your actual emotions, and then being able to effectively communicate that.
yes.
Not blaming, not projecting, not accusing, but being like, damn, I feel rejected, really. You know, like, and that's so hard for anybody, and it's absolutely difficult for men, of course.
Yeah.
And so, so the first thing, when you talk about the soft guy era, I'm thinking that males really just need to pull back and assess how they feel before you give me an excuse why you can't communicate it or whatever.
You want to hear a man perspective?
No, I don't. I'm giving
There's
my
so many
own
perspectives.
And that's the fucked up. That's the fucked up
Now
part
you
right
wanna-
there.
now you wanna know
Women
why
don't
men-
want to hear the man
No, I
perspective.
don't.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
perspective.
So
to what I'm
how's a
saying.
man supposed to deal
You
with
don't
his
have-
emotions?
First, once you identify them, you properly
Identify them to
communicate
who?
them. To yourself.
Right.
Because it's more
Right.
than mad and happy
Right.
and
So
sad.
when
It's
you
more
look
than
at
emotions
women-
in
more
the
so
world.
how
Huh?
women are receiving that. You're saying most women will take that and make a joke of it and say, "Oh, you're on some soft shit." No, if it's brought to us the right way, if it's delivered to us the right
Especially
way,
your woman,
we.
it should be.
I have no problem with that.
Because
To me,
guess
that's
what?
a turn on. If
You
a man
still
can
bring
come
it-
to me and express himself, you laugh and I'm so serious.
Because it sounds good on paper, but
Because
and I'm not saying that no women is, and I'm not saying
some
that.
women, like she spoke to before. I'm not excusing the women that shut that down like that. That's not cool. But if it's also come into play, like what Tanisha was just saying, how did you think
still
about it
gonna
before
say
you came to me?
You still gonna?
Or you just blurting
you
it
know,
out? If you just blurting it out and you just saying
You
some
always-
bullshit,
you
you're gonna
just-
get bullshit back. You get what I'm saying?
It's projection.
Wait, hold on.
It's accusatory.
So now it's about how we can have emotions, but it's about how we display them.
You have to own.
Absolutely.
It's
I
like
mean,
it's
women-
about
Hold on,
it's
hold
about
on, hold on. Hold
owning
on.
your emotions.
If you talk to
own
the,
them.
if you talk to the
individuals, we
gen-
need to own
if you
it.
talk to the
Own
general
them. That's
senses
soft.
of men,
That's
right?
soft.
If you talk to the general senses of men, and you ask them the question, how do women express their emotions to you? Do they actually think before they express their emotions?
Yes.
The general man is going to sit there and tell you no.
Because general men don't listen.
Well, guess what? You know what?
So I don't want.
So men don't listen.
You just said you didn't want to hear the man's perspective.
No,
So
I
you-
don't. I don't.
So you don't listen either then.
No,
That's
I
cool.
don't. Not in that regard.
I'm happy that
That's
I
entitled to that.
interact
That's
with
cool.
healing
That's entitled
people.
to that.
Yes.
You
Because
know,
that's
so
the
it don't be an issue.
It's
We don't
not our
argue
fault
about.
it's not my
who's
fault. I
here
was
who.
born a woman last year. You was born a man.
No,
It is what it is. But you, I mean, if you're asking me, dude, I feel like you just.
No, I like
It's not
your
the
point
same
how you
for
have to express
women
it.
and men. No, but
They want to be. They
men,
don't want to be soft.
If
but
we're
they want
talking
the
about the
benefits of
soft
being
guy
soft.
era, that's what it's more so supposed to mean is y'all being more vulnerable, open to being more vulnerable without feeling attacked. But like we're saying, it's how you come at us. Do not come
Soft.
at us with bullshit.
Not
Do
an
not come
attack.
at us in a soft ass way, because then you know what I'm saying. It's other ways to express yourself.
But
you gotta
man-
learn how to express yourself.
Right. I'm sitting there agreeing with you 100%, but then there's a double side. Well, not double side.
It's always gonna be that shit.
It's the other
It's
side
always
to
gonna
it
be that. Yeah, but
where
we gotta
hold
focus on
it's
the
where
positive.
it's where
Yeah.
now how the men receive women's emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like here's this stay to the narrative. Like you had a point. It's like how does the man express to us for us to react to it? Right? Man feels the same way. How women express their emotions, their perspective, their views on us. You know what I'm saying? In a way we can receive it.
But as a man, let me ask, this is just a question. This is not towards you. This is a general question.
I'll take more.
Don't you feel like as a man, y'all kind of already got your armor ready for how women come? You know women.
Can I add to that? With any conversation, whether it's man and woman
Yes.
or whoever you're talking to, somebody can only meet you as deeply as they met themselves.
Exactly.
So we
Right.
can't really expect a man to fully be able to understand us or go that deep as we could go into our emotions because they have not tapped into it themselves.
And that's what we.
And
So
in order for them
for
to do
the
that, they have
woman,
to be
Enough
what?
to do
we have to
They
hold
have
that
to be
container
secure
for
with
them.
themselves.
Yeah.
They gotta be secure with saying, "Hey, if I do
Okay.
this, that don't
Okay.
mean
When
I'm
we
this,
say
I'm
when we
that."
sit there and
But
say
even
man,
if they're
right?
not
can't do that for
secure,
you.
you know what I'm saying? Even if they're not secure, we have to be able to hold that container for them because they've never had that space to even see what that look like. outside of their own
Can I
mind.
say something right there? Right, just like you said. Who said? We supposed to know the woman enough to know how to handle it.
No, it's
No,
just
But
a general question.
all I was gonna say is in that moment,
I
the
hear that a lot.
woman is supposed to know the man, right, as well,
And
to know him enough to know where he's hurt, identify where he's hurt, and how to heal him.
And that was the
And
purpose
that's
of
just
the
reciprocation.
soft girl
We just
era,
want
though,
the
you know?
reciprocation. The same thing. At the end of the day, I think the core of this conversation is a lot of women, not all women, don't realize that men want the same thing from women that women want from men out of and that's not mean paying for bills and all of that shit. We talking about the emotional side of the shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Being
and
there
so-
for them and all of that. Being the person that we can
Yes.
talk to and
The
all of
thing-
that shit.
And let
So
me
when
just
a
say the
woman-
thing. Let me just say, and then also I get the floor right to you.
Y'all want
The thing about the soft guy era for anybody is that it has nothing to do with the opposite sex. We're not talking about this is to have nothing. So if you want to be soft, that's so personal. That's such an
You can be
individual
soft to
thing.
your homeboy. You
It's
can have
so-
a one-on-one
it's
with
such
That's what
your
the video
homeboy.
was talking about.
And that's
if we watched it.
men need to be soft as individuals and then be soft with each other and then try to talk about damn women. Like you can't even be soft with yourself. You can't be soft with one another, but you want to tell women how to let you be soft. Be soft on your own without me, and then I won't have to worry about. I won't be a factor because it wouldn't be like you have to communicate with me some kind of way. Like this woman, no, this is the way I can communicate with women because I'm communicate. I've done the
And
work.
don't let one experience like make
Just
it
like
the
women,
whole
it's
thing.
women who
you might have a
who
woman
start-
that don't receive it right.
This
That
is-
don't
this is-
mean
this
Oh,
is-
I know
this
all
is the
women.
thing.
I know all
Right,
women
not
are
all.
like
No,
that, and
I
I
don't think.
don't. We don't treat
I'm
all
saying
women the
it's
same.
an individual. The
When-
soft guy, soft girl is
when I
so
look at
independent
individual.
of the opposite sex. All this male, female, it doesn't even matter because it's your personal choice whether you show up vulnerable, whether you are in touch with your emotions, whether you can whether you are engaging and indulging in self-care for yourself and what that looks. It don't mean paint your nails and your own idea of self-care. Are you into your diet? Are you into your exercise? Are you soft? Are you being a soft guy that's into
Okay,
you?
let's hear from Os.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sis, the floor to you.
So, like I was trying to say in the beginning, when I brought up the soft girl era and like the purpose of the woman being able to focus on herself and her own emotional healing. When a woman can fill her cup up and heal herself, she then can be that container for her counterpart, that man. So it plays a part. Like it goes hand in hand. Like I don't want to get into the whole soft guy era thing, but when a woman can heal herself, she can hold space for that man to be able to do the same thing.
And vice versa.
And I understand that women have to hold that container for the men.
Both people need to be as complete as possible before
Yes.
they get into a
Some
relationship.
men-
is the
some men
core
have
of
to
the
hold space
conversation.
for women.
So
I mean, it's
again,
women
no
out here that
ego
need
is
space.
involved in this whole thing. Like I don't understand why everybody is battling. I mean, I know why we battling. It's coming to that time where everything got to come to the surface. So yeah, men versus women on a lot of different fronts. But
see-
the ego taking over in this conversation is I don't know. It's just
This
it rattles me. a lot.
Anytime I see a subject, right, I try to look at the root of the problem to get the answer, right. Naturally, we are influenced by each other. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no debate about it. Ain't no argument. We influenced by each other, right? Young boy go through adolescence. He is heavily influenced by women. Then he starts to react by those influences, right? So as a man, if you are raised by a man, right? So when we get to the talk about the soft guy era, right? The era before, even in my era, men raised young boys to become men that you have to be a sponge to that woman. You have to absorb everything. You have to sacrifice everything, your beliefs. You got to sacrifice your feelings and your emotions for that woman, and you have to be a sponge for her. You have to absorb all of that, right? So now here, you got the soft guy era. You don't have to be the sponge no more. You know what I'm saying? They have to sit there and aid to your emotions and your feelings. So they call that soft. No, that's not soft. That's why I ain't like to talk.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Right. That's why I didn't like the title. You know what I'm saying? When they sit there and be like, "Oh, this man wants this. They want to receive this from a woman. This want to receive that." That's not being soft. That's being a man. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want from a woman. Just like if a woman gonna be like, "This is what I want from a man." You know what I'm saying?
I think that he's saying it to get back to that.
Say that again.
Because of how so far off everybody is, I feel like that he's using that title to grasp people, to attract. You
And
know what
that's
I'm
the
saying?
same reason you would use it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's to top. It is a.
It's to grasp them.
But it's
not
men
necessarily.
who
It's a
are
thing right now.
They're
It is a
using it to
thing
be
right
funny at one point, but they're serious about it too. You know, it's a lot of
Yeah.
comparison and like wanting to flip like role reversal.
Why? Okay, to get
It's
the
a
general
thing.
people attention to sit there and say a soft guy. That's a statement of attack.
That's what
You know
they
what I'm
call.
saying? Man is going to look at it as an attack.
But
Soft
men-
It's
guy.
a
Why?
man that's saying
Men-
that.
men-
Though.
Right,
I
men
don't know why.
men
No,
created
this is
this.
what I'm
That's what
saying.
everybody wants to
Hold
know.
on.
Why?
Don't be
Why is it an
defensive.
attack?
Okay,
I don't want you to be
it's not
defensive.
being defensive. That's what
Like
I'm
the
trying to
men
figure out.
created this movement. We just want to
Okay,
talk about it.
regardless if it was a man or a woman sit there and said it, right? Even though a man is going to look at the other man, why would you sit
Well,
there and
ask the
choose those
men.
words?
Men,
Okay, man.
why would you say
No, I
that?
want to know why.
As a man, why would
I
a
want to
man
know
choose
exactly what you
that?
just said. You said that's an attack. I want to know why.
I
Okay,
can't
why?
get it out. What's the
Okay.
question?
You can't get it out.
What's your question?
Why? You said the. I wish we could rewind. You just said it's an attack, and I want to. I said,
Why?
why do you feel like that's an attack? That's
Because
what I
the
wanna know.
word soft is actually attacking a man's.
Why do you? Wow.
image,
Who
right?
said that?
But why would a man
Because-
use
Who
that?
said that?
That's what I mean when I
Y'all
say
asked me
that's
the
when I say when
question.
men.
All right,
That's why
she
I
asked
say
the
when
question.
men set the standard for men, and so that's a perfect example because men.
Do you?
They-
This is
you
an
know,
example once
men
again
set
in
the
general.
standard.
Do you feel
saying
like
that
Can I say
you
something
word
real
the
quick?
word
Do you feel like it's
soft
soft because he might feel
cannot
like
be
oh, you soft?
applicable to a
I
man.
can't hear you.
Is it other men that y'all feel like?
That's not funny, Mark.
Right.
What?
Do y'all feel like
It
it's
is
other
funny.
men? Who,
I laughed, didn't I?
Oh, they saying that soft guy area. If you into that, you feel like it's other men.
okay,
I feel like other men
In man
hold y'all
culture,
up
okay.
to.
In man culture,
to certain
right?
standards.
In man culture,
Because we
right?
don't.
In man culture, if you
I don't want no
if you-
tough
if you-
line.
if- in a man culture, anything you say soft about another man, that's is taken as an insult.
In what culture? What you say?
Men in man
Oh.
culture.
So
Using the
that's
word soft,
men.
right?
That's what I think he's
so
trying to-
hold on.
the men.
That's what I'm saying. This is a man saying it in man culture. He made a title of soft guy era. So regardless of whatever he said, that it could be effective and he could be exactly right. But he titled it, and granted, I can understand y'all reason why he titled it to attract attention. But every man on this earth is going to sit there and say a soft guy. That's
Maybe
that's an
it's to
insult.
show.
You know
They
why?
gonna take
You know
it
why?
as an
You
insult.
know
Y'all
why?
might not
We
understand
y'all
that.
can say
No,
soft.
Y'all might not understand
I
that.
get it.
Can I say?
Right.
Can I say
Right,
something?
But it's
Listen.
men that do that. Men keep other men.
The reason
doing
why-
that.
The reason why it's seen as an insult, right, is because the narrative is that men are supposed to be, I ain't gonna say supposed to be, but men are the masculine figure, right? So how can you be masculine
that's what I was
and
gonna say.
soft
Can
at the
you be
same
soft?
time?
You don't think that's possible?
I'm not, listen, what I'm
asking
saying,
you, do you think
listen,
that's possible?
Everybody got alpha.
yes,
We going to stay on the narrative. This when we gonna get on your narrative. What he just said, stay on his narrative.
I want to
Using the word soft is gonna we're
Right,
gonna
that's
take
what
it
I
as
said
an
too.
insult because how often the word soft is being used, right?
Y'all
So
got
and it's
from a woman
contradictory to masculine.
It's very contradictory.
Yes.
But again, it's the men
But-
who started
But
it.
I think
Wait. It's the men that started it, right? But when the women adopted it and applied and say it, right, we already, when it comes from men, it's a bad thing. So why should it register as a good thing
I
coming from
think
women?
he is
When women
trying
say
to-
it,
I
got a better
understand.
point.
and then when women,
I
and
understand.
then when women say it,
understand.
it's always in a negative, condescending type of a thing.
understand.
It's not a you never talk about a man being soft as a
Men
compliment.
say it like that too, though.
And I feel like
I didn't.
think
We
that's
okay.
a
Stop
really
flipping
valid
it.
point.
We
That's
talking
a
about
really-
women now, and why we feel like it coming from women. Fuck men. We're not in a
Because
relationship
I'm
with
y'all
men.
feel like it
Right.
comes from women.
I want to respond to what Osa said.
Okay.
Because y'all keep on saying,
Because
I know y'all keep
Women
on
are
saying.
not saying this
All right.
about
But I'm going back to what you said.
Projection again.
I'm gonna rewind.
But
Mark is unaware.
what I said,
But Marcus
what I said
on
was,
point.
what I said
No,
was,
well-
when women adopted it and start saying it themselves, we know that if men created, okay, but then, so we already under the understanding that from men calling another man soft is a bad thing, right? So if a woman
Man to
adopts
man, man
that
to
and
man.
says it, now we're hearing it in the same tone
Yes,
that
I
women.
can
You see what I'm
see
saying?
that. And
It's
that's-
like
that's
it's a
why I
bad
feel like-
thing.
that's why I feel like
But we
y'all have to-
understand that being tapped into some
Yes.
elements of our emotions. Don't say soft, right? Men being tapped into
But
our
I think that's
emotions.
the guy that y'all talk. I think that's his whole
But-
motive.
It's
Okay,
not to-
It's
right.
say
Y'all
that it's not soft.
had
It's
your
not.
views. Y'all
Let's
had-
unadopt
okay.
what the women are saying.
Y'all had your views on it,
I
right?
don't-
This is why I'm going back to what Osa said.
It's not women saying.
Because the soft guy era, and then y'all had all repeated. But it's a man saying it, right? Just because the man saying it don't mean it's right.
That's what
you know
we
what
be
I'm
saying
saying?
every
True.
week.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
saying. So this man saying it, I don't agree with the
So
title.
now
I
don't
would
take
agree
that
with
and apply
other-
it to the rest of the shit,
Yeah.
Tanisha, like you want to do.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
In
he
this
said
situation, Tanisha,
it, yeah.
see how she laughing? She happy about that because you said a
Yeah.
man ain't right about something. That tickle
Yeah.
her
No.
fancy
Yeah,
and shit.
right.
Y'all
you know what I'm saying?
can float your
Because
boat however you want
this man,
to.
this
That's
man,
not
this
me.
man, this man painted his nails, right? But a man painting his nails, we supposed to accept it.
That's
So this man,
not.
no, this man made a phrase about a soft guy. We supposed to accept it. We're not gonna accept
This-
everything that a man says.
Okay, so I don't know what man you're talking about.
I'm talking
but-
about the man that said soft guys. The video that we watched, he titled.
He was
his story.
demystifying it though, but
I think
he
his
was
movement
quoting
is positive.
men. Like it's a heavy movement. It's not just him.
Yes.
I don't want you to get upset, Champ. I want
I'm
you to hear
gonna
me
be
out.
getting upset.
It's about males developing self-development. It's about males advancing their self. It's about males getting in touch with themselves. It's about males getting in touch with their true goals, their true purpose, their true ideas,
Right.
and that being soft. Because forget all your beliefs.
you can
forget
do
all
that.
your
You can talk to
stoicism,
another
and
man.
Just be real. And
Hold
that,
on.
and it not something about the soft guy era. Is y'all got?
Let me
it has
let me explain
nothing
to how
against-
men talk to each
no,
other.
No, I don't know. I
You
can
don't want to
imagine.
know. That's the problem.
Because it comes down to you guys dealing with y'all.
How you gonna say
I
you guys? You don't want to hear it
I
from you
don't-
guys.
Because you speak
Everything
to
is a
men.
man's fault, man.
No, I'm saying no.
Okay.
No,
Men's have
if you're
to-
gonna talk about you
if a
guys, but you
man-
don't want to hear
no,
you
No,
guys.
because a man, if he
You want to base your opinion on your own opinion versus base it on other men's opinion.
You're so antagonizing tonight and attacking, but let me.
It's
just
not
get out.
attacking.
Let me just finish what I'm saying.
I haven't.
If a guy say, "Oh, I'm going to the canyon because I want to take my journal, I want to take some notes." Oh man, you soft. What you mean? We going to the club. Where's a banger? Oh, the girls, the hoes over here. You gonna be like, oh, he on some soft shit. Why? Why? I'm saying that soft guy era is not about getting your nails painted. You getting catered to. It don't have
That
nothing
wasn't
to do
even the point.
with men
No,
and
you
women.
took it all
no,
off
no,
basis.
we talking about. No,
It's
I don't
about
know what
healing
it's talking about.
at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Right, so
Men-
that's what when
men
she
decide
asked
to
me that
heal.
question and she hasn't allowed me to finish.
I
it.
don't know what the.
She asked me the question.
She
You
asked
didn't let me
everybody.
finish.
Champ, time
Did
out,
everybody
champ.
finish?
Just stop, champ.
See?
Just stop yourself. Let's
I think
get the
we're
train
speaking
back
to
on
two men who
track.
aren't familiar with the trend that's going
Yes.
on with the soft guy era. So like
Yes.
they're not coming from that perspective because they haven't seen the men talking about it. But it's men that are adopting this idea and calling themselves that. They're not talking about other men. They're talking about
They're
themselves.
saying it's okay to soften
Yeah,
up.
like
Like they're talking about themselves.
they saying this to us.
And
They're
it's-
really saying screw what the
This
women
is-
talking about. It's not about that.
like
If
right.
I can finish, I'm gonna sit
Alright,
there and
let me
explain,
finish.
right? It's one thing how you would title it, right? Because when we talk to each other, right? Like for example, you said this man chooses to go home with his wife, right? It's not being soft. You being a man. You know what I'm saying? If this man chooses to let out all his feelings to his wife, most men, I'm talking about men, he's going to acknowledge that and salute that man that, oh, he got a woman that he's able to, you know what I'm saying, express his emotions and his feelings to, right?
Champ, it's
We don't,
three-
hold on,
it's three
stop,
generations-
Tanisha.
it's three
Stop,
generations
Tanisha,
behind us. Our age is three
stop,
gen-
Tanisha.
We can talk
Stop.
about us. We talking about
I'm
generations
talking about
behind
us.
us.
I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
If I'm not going to address this other man, if he wants to let out his feelings to me or let out his feelings to his woman and say it's soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there telling this man that's being a man.
You the exception.
Because that's no.
I know you're the exception.
Okay, you have the circle of people that you be around. I have the
You
circle
the
of people that
exception.
be around.
You
right?
and your friends
This
the
is
exception.
these men will be like, if he's going through something, and if I sit there and come over and just pull up and I sit there and see Mark sitting on the porch crying, right? Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, stop that soft ass shit, man. What the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? That's men. I'm not talking about boys. I'm sitting there talking about men. When men collectively see each other going through stuff, we identify what you're going through because we know that you can't go to the opposite sex with it, but we here for each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you sit there and see
Promote
collectively,
Promote that.
collectively,
That's-
when you sit there and
promote
see
that.
men
That's
hang
what
with
we wanna promote.
homeboys,
That's what we want to
when you
promote.
sit
That's
there,
what I
when you
think
sit there and
that's
see
what we
men
wanna promote.
hang with their homeboys, and y'all will have y'all thoughts, oh, they must be out here chasing hoes, this and that. 9 times out of 10, growing up, you sit there and see niggas will stand on the block all day, be on the porch all day, 15, 20 deep, right? Do you sit there and see 15, 20 deep with females on the block
No, we
sharing
in the
that?
house.
You know what
We in
I'm
the
saying?
house,
Right. So collectively, y'all all got it together. Y'all can express y'all stuff to men and women. Men don't have that privilege to sit there and express themselves to
Yes.
women.
Now
Okay,
you
You know what I'm
let me
saying?
ask-
So
let me
when
ask
so
also
I'm
that.
going back
Also
to
what
what
he just
Ocean
said
said.
also.
Yes,
right?
we're trying to get to that.
Do you feel
understanding.
as if this certain man, his whole goal movement is exactly what he just said, allowing that and embracing that, and like what he just said, having more of that within the men.
Yes.
That was one of the
That is
perspectives
his
that he
whole-
spoke on.
Yes.
He spoke on it from
Okay.
different perceptions,
Yes.
and that's why I feel like
Yes.
if we watched the video, we would have been able to really tackle everything that was being said, because he didn't just focus on that. He spoke about it from the man perspective, how the men treat each other, you know,
Yes.
how it didn't have nothing to do with the women, but if the woman was involved, why was that way, you know?
See, that what all I'm
So
saying, that
it
was
brought
his.
a great
Hold on.
context that we could have been, yeah.
I was saying
Go ahead. I'm
that
gonna
was his
detach
version. That was his version, right? And as y'all female, y'all watching his version. Then there's other men versions. When you sit there and have fraternities, you have Masons, you have all these collective men's group. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all was privileged, allowed to be in that circle.
I'm
You know
in
what I'm
that
saying?
circle. I'm an Eastern Star. So we right there. I'm your sister.
You see how when
Yeah,
you
so
talking,
don't-
but you see
don't-
how when you talking, you always
Change the
accuse
name.
him of cutting you off,
Because
but you
he
never,
did- you
but
know,
you never give him that same
He been
respect,
talking for 5
Tanisha.
minutes
You
'cause
never
I managed the
you
clock.
never give him the same
I
respect.
managed the clock.
Oh,
Right. You cool. That's
That
cool. That's
part.
cool. That's cool. So when we sitting there talking about Masons, right? The Masons had meetings without the Eastern Stars, and you're not privileged to be in those meetings.
No, we have a Mason that's part of our group.
They have
But we're not
Mason
part of that
meetings.
group,
Y'all
yeah.
have they have Mason meetings where it's all men and no women is not allowed.
That is true.
Right?
Yes.
It said to go back to her what she mentioned and what she mentioned. This is collectively how men share. You know what I'm saying? What they going
Information.
through. You know what I'm saying? Information, feelings, emotions, this and that to build each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We had. Regardless of what Dog was sitting there talking about in the video, because that's
But
his.
that's-
So now we don't have what is it? What is in place now? You on a
That's
good
what I-
track.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
on a good track.
That's what I'm
You
trying
on
to
a
get
good
to.
track.
That's what I'm
You
trying to get
are
to.
you said
What's your
everything.
message putting out?
Yes,
This
we
one-
just
Now,
saying
put a
everything
message out.
we want to
I'm
say.
trying
Men
to
have to
finish.
hold men accountable. Men have to help me
And
understand
solution
this.
based, please. Like
And
instead
so
of,
we gotta how where do we create these new
'Cause we
places
moving.
for
So
these
if
young
you want
men?
solutions, right, you
For
have
these
to.
young men
when you
coming
want-
up behind you.
right, when you want solutions, you have to find the root of the problem, right?
We know
so
the
then
root.
you have to what?
And you can't always know.
There are
the root.
several roots of
You
it.
can't. Sometimes you have to solve the problem. Then you go back and you figure out what went
No.
wrong. You can't.
That's no order
Yes,
operation.
if you have a leak, you better stop the leak. You might.
so that's the
track
root.
that
The leak is the root.
No, because it could be leaking down here.
that's
I
the
gotta,
root.
I
That's
gotta
the root of the
plug
problem.
it, and then I gotta find out. Then I'm gonna stop it, but I'm gonna plug it. Before,
But that's the root of the
'cause I don't want all my
problem.
stuff
Is that the
messed
root
up.
of the problem?
No, the root is somewhere that's causing the leak. This not the
the
root.
hole is the.
The root is where the leak
Okay, so-
originates. This
Listen.
just a symptom of the whatever's going on. The root of the cause.
I feel like everybody is in agreement to where they're all saying, whether you want to call it a brotherhood, whatever you just were speaking on. I have
We
no idea
have
what
that.
that is.
Where
Right, listen,
my son, I got 2 grown sons.
right. This is
Where
what
they go.
that's what we're trying to.
Where I tell them
This
come.
I feel like should be a hold on.
Yeah.
I think this
Where's the mentoring?
the purpose of the podcast, the talking to the world, whether it's Detroit, Chicago, whoever the hell listening, put a message out. Stop doing all that. Just put
I'm about to bring it to y'all. I'm about to bring it to y'all.
Put,
I'm about to bring it to y'all.
We cleared up. I feel like we had to
Right.
clear it up first, so we cleared it up. Boom, check. Listen,
Right.
now
Now what?
put it to
I was coming full circle with it.
shape it. I can't even get it out. Form it into where you feel it will be received better. Talking to, like she said, young men, to where it's okay to consider yourself a part of or be interested in the soft guy era. Put it into explain it better to where it's okay.
I started-
whether it's brotherhood, whether it's whatever. 'cause
Self-care,
it's self-care.
nature, get in touch
Look,
with
yes.
nature.
You can put a title on it, right? It's just like when we online, right? Everybody read headlines, nobody read articles, right? So I'm just gonna give you the article despite the headline, right? So when I explain to we have men groups where men actually share and does that, right? So I'm about to get to your point. So whereas now we got to get back to the root where you had men. When men was raising young boys, they put them collectively around other men. So when they sit there and talk about a village raised a child, so I'll use myself as an example. My father kept me in mentoring programs with other men. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm in a 2-family house, my father's man,
Being
raising all that,
separated,
this and that, right? So even from when I left Massachusetts, moved to Michigan, he still kept me in the Black Urban League. I don't even know if Detroit even got the Black Urban League. Every day after school, we go to Black Urban League, right? So we got mentorships, right? My father's a Mason also, right? So all this collectively, as I'm an adult, I can sit there and look at all different types of like fraternities. That's a strong brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? All the alumni. When you sit there and have Boy Scouts, when you have Cub Scouts, we had all of this lined up.
We don't have.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't have access to that anymore.
I was gonna say, do you feel like there's access to those things now?
Yes, you have to utilize them. You know what I'm saying? Because parents have been so.
Okay, so that could be part of your message. Get out here and utilize those things.
That's what I'm trying to get to. But you have to explain what it does before. Oh, just put them in Cub Scouts. No, let me show you what Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts does. That actually teaches the young boys how to survive, how to interact with other men to build. When you get Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, they show collectively how we work
but
together.
I feel like
right?
we gotta attach that what you're saying. Attach it more to what the topic
What
today
about
is.
30-year-old men that starting
When
families?
you
that's what
get
I'm saying.
older,
Because
But
that's
they
that's
have to understand
that's who
why.
needs camaraderie right
But this
now.
is the thing. You have to understand why to do it and not just do it. So when you actually introduce that child, that young man to it, this is the reason why you're
A
doing it.
30-year-old is not going to join the Cub Scouts, but he's at home.
No,
with a
we're
woman and a
talking about, you
kid.
said how we do with the young people.
But yet,
Not that damn young.
30-year-olds is younger than you. 30 is another generation too. We responsible for.
already.
It's 14 after we started.
So,
The 30-year-olds another generation we have to consider too. I mean, we can consider the older people
That's why
that's
I
in
feel like I
teenagers,
keep saying
but
what
the
I'm
ones
saying. I'm
that's
not being
struggling
funny.
the most, the ones that's struggling the
But
most
my
came up
age
with the
men,
internet. Yes,
That's what I'm
these
saying. To talk
30-year-olds,
to,
they don't have
and I
nobody
wish
to talk
they
to.
were more.
they do
receptive
have people to
Who?
being more
talk to.
vulnerable.
Cool. They don't have
If
to
people
Cub
like,
Scouts.
hold on, if we stop the distractions, they can hear the message.
Let them know,
right?
champ.
You know what I'm
Tell 'em.
saying? These young men, all you have to do is be around other productive men, and
There
they're
you go.
gonna sit there and lean on you, and you lean
There you
on
go.
them. You have to be. You got to put yourself in those areas. You have to be around productive, because you have to look at. I need to be around people that got morals, values, standards, ethics, and values. Right. So when even at a 30-year-old man, I'm gonna sit there and tell
As
you,
a
you need to
30-year-old
be around
man.
other men with those 5 things. When you're around those other men 5 things, you're gonna sit there and see you grow. You're gonna create cognitive skills. You're gonna know how to solve your problems. You know how to look at the root of the problem. The whole
Where,
nine.
where do they
But
find these people? Because they you said you
they're
like,
around each other. You have to go in other.
Do
if
you
it's,
feel
if
like
it's church, if it's programs,
Opening
you have
up,
to sit there.
being more
You can
vulnerable
Google
will
it.
allow them to meet more people like
What?
that. Right or wrong.
They have to
Yeah.
be courageous.
They have to be more vulnerable. They
Yeah,
can't walk
open.
around tough all the time.
Do they have to be
Like
vulnerable?
how
Do they
you
have to be
have to
attract
courageous?
nothing
Do they
but
have to be
the same
vulnerable?
type.
Okay, we just want to be trickery of words. Do they have to be vulnerable, or they have to be courageous to do that?
I mean,
It's the same.
It's
How you
the
wanna say
same.
it?
So
It
that's
takes
what I'm saying.
courage. It
This is
takes
what I'm
courage
saying.
to be
When I-
vulnerable.
This is
It
what I'm
takes
sitting there
courage
telling.
to be vulnerable.
Right.
Thing.
So when we speak in the men, instead of telling him to be vulnerable, be courageous, right? So being courageous is going to create, that's
Yes.
going to create you to be vulnerable.
Thank
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
Champ.
So that's why I said we have to be careful with the words that we use,
Yes,
because
I
how
always
people
say
is
that.
going to receive it.
okay, so then this is you're a man speaking.
You're right.
So now I'm in women's shoes.
Mhm.
Do I have to feel like, even though it's like we just said, it's really the same meaning, it's the same, you know what I'm saying? Am I wrong for coming to a man, say I'm dating somebody, say I'm dating a young man, 30, 31, 32. Am I wrong for saying, baby, it's okay for you to be more vulnerable than me? Am I, even
No.
though in other, you
No.
saying I should rather
No.
say, baby,
No.
be more courageous. I don't feel like,
No.
even though yes, you do have to watch your words, it's also a tone
No,
comes into
I'm saying,
play.
It takes some
if
intelligence.
you start off
I mean,
with that,
come on.
if you start off with that,
Yeah.
it's just how you follow it up. You know, it's okay for you to be vulnerable with me. It's because if you're vulnerable with me, this is what is going. This is what I'm gonna give back to you. You know what I'm saying? Not this be vulnerable, and now he's just out in space.
Like I have a best
when I'm
friend,
on,
a male
that-
best friend. He's
right.
30, and he
So when-
comes to me a lot with not being able to talk to his other homeboys, and I tell him exactly what I just said. You know, you gotta open up, you gotta soften
No,
up,
he
you
can't
gotta
open
lighten
up to everybody. He can't. That's why I said.
But that's the whole point. I think
yeah.
why not?
I'm tell you.
We should be
no,
able
no,
to.
no,
It's gotta
you
change.
can't.
It's
You
not-
can't.
you
Everybody
gotta
don't
be
be for the right.
self-confident.
Everything don't be for the right thing. You have to put you tell that young man you have to be around other productive other young men to be able to be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable to everybody because they'll take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? That's
Well,
the
I feel
biggest
like
fear of
if
the
his
man.
friends, if they are to him,
So
friends.
If they can come to him,
Word
So what you're
friends.
saying that though, Champ? Because I keep referencing the video, but that's what we kind of
Yeah,
building
yeah,
this
I'm
off
cool
of.
with that.
So the
Yeah.
guy was speaking about how it's more so of a man having a distrust for other men.
okay.
Yes.
You know, again, it's
Yes.
man versus man. It had nothing to do with the women. You know, so he spoke about how the men didn't have that same type of trust with other men, and this is why they have these type of conflicts where a man should be able to be soft enough to
Yes.
go to his
And
homeboys and tell them how
no,
he's
but
feeling.
you, all
You know,
them
but we
homeboys.
don't trust.
No, all
men
them
don't trust other
this Is the
men.
thing. This is the
And I
reason
think
why
that should be the message
No,
right
that's the
there.
message.
This is the
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
why they don't trust
We
other
got to
men.
it.
Yes.
This is the reason why they don't trust other men or
Yeah.
young men or boys, right? Mm-hmm. His background, his upbringing, right? So if I'm raised by both my parents, I'm raised by me and my uncles, my cousins, the whole nine, right? So I'm privileged of men psychological, right? So if my homeboys was raised in a single mother home and don't have other male influences, our perceptive of shit is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Not to sit there and be like, oh, this man was raised by a single mother that we can't see on the same wavelength. But a lot of times we don't sit there seeing on the same wavelengths because they don't have the influence by other men and seeing their experience. They only sit there and see what their mom presented to them.
But I
You
don't
know
feel
what I'm
I
like
think
that
that-
should be it for them. That's what I'm saying. Okay, even
No,
if that
it's
was
not
their
it,
child,
but
missing
being
an opportunity.
they should
productive
still be
men.
able to go out.
Hold up.
And
I
Right.
think we missing an opportunity here, and that's why I think the whole idea of being courageous and so we are reframing it as courageous in terms of expressing yourself. I don't think that's dependent on another person. If I'm gonna take the opportunity. Maybe you don't know what I'm going through, but maybe when I say something, you're gonna be like, "Well, damn, I'm going through the same shit."
absolutely. You'll be
That's
surprised.
being courageous.
It's a domino effect.
So if
Surprised.
you're gonna be courageous, be fucking courageous.
Courageous.
Because it say, "Oh, I don't know how they're gonna perceive me. Oh, I don't know if they're gonna use it
And I
against
don't
me."
feel like
That's
sex
not
should come into
courageous. That's
play
just
in that
like,
either.
okay, I gotta be myself, and if I'm going through
That
some
is
shit,
courageous.
I'm gonna let you know, nigga, I'm fucked up right now. There's some shit going on with me and my girl, and I
And
ain't
I feel
really
like
feeling
that's
it.
towards women
You know,
or men.
'cause-
Right.
I think it's just
both
your,
ways.
you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Both ways.
If you gonna get the courage, you got the courage. It don't matter
Yes.
if it's a female, if it's a man, if
And
it's
that
a child,
is-
if it's a, you know what I'm saying?
Because the man should be able to
You
be like,
got
"Baby,
that.
I'm fucked up right now. You know, I've been doing this and doing that. I'm kind of struggling. You know, I don't know because I'm not in your. I'm not in. I don't go to work with you. I don't know you had your boss is harassing you this week
But I
or
do
whatever.
feel
You know
like-
what I'm saying?
So how would
In
you
you
this
gotta
time
come
and
to.
day,
You
I
have
how
to
would
feel
come
you
like
know?
more
and
men
then now you coming home, you
should get to that
snapping,
point.
Hold
or
on.
you drinking
I think
more
that
at
would stop
work.
a lot of
I'm not
violence,
gonna. I'm
Hold
not
on,
gonna
hold
know
on.
if you
a lot
don't
of
tell me.
crime.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
gonna
hold on.
know because
Are you gonna ask?
No, yes and no, because I'm gonna ask you every day how was work. But you might not be like, "Oh, this nigga's, my
And
boss
then it's
met,
like you
we
tell her
got
she gonna
inspections
ask.
this week."
Even if we do ask, that doesn't
But you
necessarily
snapping at
mean
me.
that you're in that.
I
Wait a minute,
follow
time
up.
out.
I gotta follow up. I gotta
Because the
follow up.
follow up is you snapping at me anyway.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Right.
that wasn't
I
my
said
follow
No,
up.
no,
Now go back
that's
to what I
my
said.
follow up.
No.
If
So
you come with
don't,
bullshit,
you still gonna.
No.
You
That's
still,
what I mean.
You still,
Okay.
it's still gonna be expressed that you having problems at work. It's
This
still
is-
gonna
this
come
is-
out.
this is-
So why not just come to me and be like, "Baby, it's a rough week. It's work."
It's two parts to that. It's two parts to that. It's for that man.
We
to
got
be,
3 minutes.
It's for that man to be courageous to sit there and do
It
it.
takes-
And if he's not right, it's for you to sit there and encourage him to be courageous, right?
Continually
So hold on,
encourage.
watch this.
Yes.
I asked him, "How was your day at work?" And then he be nonchalant, don't say nothing. Boy, what went on in your day today? You know what I'm saying? Just add on a little bit, because the same thing. It's like, you'll come home and you might really don't even want to talk about it. It's a woman, y'all come home and really don't want to talk about it, and then he'll keep on asking you, start just digging and digging and digging, and then you like, fuck it, okay, this and that, right? And then he just absorbs it in. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is taught to be the sponge to the woman to absorb all of it in. But sometimes we got to keep on
Yes.
digging and digging and
And
digging.
I feel like
so
that's
is
the
it being
message.
reciprocated for the woman to keep on
That if
digging
it ain't-
into that
even if
man?
it's not with
like,
that one
I
woman,
don't believe that your day this
that
way
don't
like
mean
that. Let me
the
find
next
out.
woman ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The message to these men,
Mm-hmm.
to these young men, whatever it is. I just feel like don't get discouraged so easily. Don't get discouraged
Yeah.
so easily.
It's easier said than
It's
done.
okay. I mean,
It's
of course,
easier
a lot of
than
stuff is
done.
easier said than done.
But we have
But
to
I
build
think
the
the
courage in
message-
each other.
And I'm saying this to you
Yeah.
and Mark because the topic today is soft, whatever.
So
talking about guys,
everywhere.
we're talking about men. I just feel like the message. It should be like a positive message, and I feel like Just don't be.
It's
so
okay for men
But
to be in
it's
touch
okay.
with their
Okay,
whole
but-
self.
But see, coming from a man,
Please.
right?
To be honest with
Okay,
you, me personally,
right.
I like
I
that
understand
better than
where y'all coming
don't
from.
bother
I
me.
understand where y'all coming
Then
from.
snap on me.
But there's no, you
You know what I'm
can't
saying?
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
You can't start a positive message with a soft guy era. Man is not going. Majority of men is not going to receive. Oh, soft guy era. That we about to look into this. About to be a positive message. It's
And-
not, because
You wanna know
90%
why?
of everything that
You
starts
wanna
off
know
with a
why,
soft
though?
guy is negative.
You wanna know why?
This
I
real
agree.
shit
Because
though.
you can look to the right of you and that guy's gonna say,
Hey, look.
and then you can look to the
That's
left of you
cool.
and that
That's
guy.
cool.
I
But
think
if you
that
look across
real
from you and you see the
men
woman,
won't
we all
subscribe to
for
that
it,
at all,
baby.
in
Right.
my opinion.
We all for it.
Right.
And that's why I started off by speaking about the soft girl era, because that's where
Yes.
it came from. It came from that comparison.
And you don't see us,
Right.
girl.
You know,
I ain't
but-
soft.
But
I ain't
even with
soft.
that, even with
It's
that,
okay.
you be sitting there. You
It's
want to get
supposed to be
a
soft.
you want to present a message to men, right? Real men, right? So let me start off with the soft girl era, right? Man gonna be like, what? So what does soft girl era got to do with me? So then here we transition the conversation. We
A big
transition
part-
era
a
to
big
the
part.
soft guy era, right?
'Cause
And then the
everybody got
most
their own-
majority men is gonna be like, and where we
God
gonna
damn it,
get
let's
this
call it
up?
the era of love or some
Yes.
shit.
We
So
No,
they
we
include
say
both
the
of
era
us.
of-
we
Yeah, it's
taking
not
the
derogatory to
movement.
either one and shit.
We just
The era of
hijacked the
healing.
movement, y'all. We just
The era
hijacked
of
the
healing,
movement.
the era of communication,
Yeah.
the era of
Non-gender
comprehension.
bias.
God damn
Thank
it!
you. Thank
Non-gender
you.
Finding
bias.
courage. Finding courage. Is that
Non-gender
better?
bias.
The-
Huh?
We took
Finding
off.
courage. Yeah.
Finding courage.
Finding
Courageous
courage.
era. This is
Yeah.
the courageous
Courageous era.
era.
Or
for
the
everybody.
era of reciprocation.
There we go.
There you go.
Right.
I like that's the
You
best
heal,
one right there.
We heal.
That's that
Y'all
part.
heal. We heal.
That's it right there, Osa.
Men work
It ain't even shit else to say after that.
Drop the mic.
It ain't even
Drop
shit
the
else to
mic.
say after that.
Do your little thing. Boom.
Awesome. Champ, close us out tonight. Good night and good day,
All right.
everybody.
You already just
Thank
did
you,
it.
man.
Right. Well, peace and love, everyone.
Peace.
See you next week.
See y'all next week, Thursday.
Keep y'all
7 o'clock.
courage up.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.